Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. So I'm wearing a very dramatic makeup look. We can't deny that. In today's video, I want to take you through my July favorites. I'm going to show you my makeup favorites today and my skincare favorites, but before we begin, a few disclaimers. If you want to see how I created this makeup look, then be sure to head over to my Instagram, which is this. Another disclaimer, in the description box you will find links to all of these products. If you use those links, I make a small commission and you will support me in making this a full-time job sometime in the future, who knows. But obviously no pressure, you don't have to use them, but just letting you know that they are in the description box. I can't talk. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and if you have, thank you very much. So the first makeup item that I want to talk about is the Fenty Beauty Soft Silk Pro Filt'r Hydrating Primer. I'm not the biggest fan of primers because I feel like they don't really do anything that a moisturizer can't do. I have to say that I quite enjoy this primer, not necessarily for every day, because it has a few silicones in this, like dimethicone. And I don't really like silicones, but I do find that this is very smooth on the skin because of the silicones, obviously. But it's also quite hydrating, so on days where I'm wearing a slightly more glam makeup, like I am right now, I actually put this on to kind of create a barrier between my skincare and my skin and the makeup that I'm wearing, and I've been really enjoying this. It has a faint scent that I really didn't like at first, so you want to keep that in mind, that this has fragrance. So for foundation, I have a drugstore foundation that I'm absolutely in love with. It quickly replaced my NYX Tinted Skin Veil, which I have emptied, by the way. So it kind of replaced it in the sense that I've emptied it first and now I'm using this. This is the Essence Fresh and Fit Awake Makeup Healthy Glow with Vitamin Complex and Cranberry Water foundation. This is basically a satin kind of foundation with sheer to medium coverage, and it's absolutely stunning on the skin. I love this foundation so much. I have the shade 10 Fresh Ivory. Everything that it says on the bottle, it does. It gives you a healthy glow. It's quite long lasting despite it being like a dewy foundation. It's really breathable on the skin as well, which is important for me. I don't like foundations to feel heavy on my skin, and this absolutely doesn't feel heavy on my skin. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's only, I think, like a few euros, so this is amazing. If you can get your hands on this, please do. The only really big downside to this, and this is always the case with Essence, and the same thing goes for their sister brand Catrice, the shade range is abysmal. So in one of my recent videos, which was the testing new makeup video, I talked about having bought 3 new bronzers. And quite funnily, those 3 bronzers are in my favorites this month. So the first one is the Nabla. This is the Skin Bronzing Sun Kissed Effect Bronzing Powder, and I have the shade Ambra. It has like a baked formula, but it doesn't have too much shimmer. But because it's kind of like a baked formula, it blends onto the skin amazingly. Amazing. One of those two. The shade Ambra is almost a little bit too red as me. I also mentioned that in my testing new makeup video, but I can make it work, and because the formula is so absolutely gorgeous, I just keep on using this because I love it so much. I mentioned this bronzer from Nabla in my testing new makeup video, but I actually also made a video on the new Miami Lights collection from Nabla, so if you want to see that, I will link it in the description. Another bronzer that I've been really enjoying is the Makeup Revolution Bronzer Reloaded in the shade Holiday Romance. This is so good and so affordable. I'm actually mind blown. This is the bronzer that I was using when I was filming the testing new makeup video, and by my reaction you could tell that I immediately fell in love with this bronzer. This is a beautiful bronzer. It reminds me of the Hourglass bronzers. It's only less finely milled than the Hourglass ones. This feels more baked and soft in a way. but still these are amazing. They have a slight sheen to them, so if you don't like sheeny bronzers, stay away from this. This is not your cup of tea. So this is the Nabla Skin Glazing Glass Skin Finish Glow Powder, and I have the shade Independence. Again, I use this in the Miami Lights collection. This is like the bronzer, a kind of base formula, but again, it's so beautiful. I absolutely love this blush. It kind of looks a little bit mauvey in the pen, but when you apply it to the face, it seems to have like a warm tint to it. I think it's a very versatile blush. I definitely feel like it's dark enough to be worn by deeper complexions than myself, but also on lighter complexions as myself. So I definitely recommend this formula. It's pigmented, so you have to be a little bit careful when dipping your brush into this. Like dipping once and then tapping off the excess is all you have to do with this blush. But other than that, I'm just so in love with this blush, and it's definitely one of my biggest favorites of this month. For the longest time, I was a huge fan of the Essence like Lash Princess mascaras, but I have to say that I just wanted to try something else. I picked up two of these L'Oreal mascaras. So I have the L'Oreal Very Different Unlimited mascara, and this is the waterproof version, and then I also have the very popular, and I'm only just trying this, the Lash Paradise mascara, and this is not the waterproof version, this is just the normal one. So I'm gonna start with the the Unlimited mascara. This is so good. This is the mascara that gives me the length that I was actually looking for. It really gives me a lot of length, and it separates them quite nicely. It doesn't really give a lot of volume, but volume is not necessarily something that I really look for in a mascara. Another really fun thing is that you can remove this with warm water, and then they come off like in little tubes. Like it just comes off your lashes. It's so cool. Oh my gosh, the removal process has never been easier. Also, it does like this. Then for the Lash Paradise mascara, this is more of a volumizing mascara, and I have to say that even though I don't necessarily look for volumizing mascaras, this is actually a really nice one. This one, however, gives me a beautiful kind of volume, and I feel like my lashes look fibrous in a way, and I really enjoy this mascara. This is not a waterproof version, so it comes off with warm water as well, but it's not as a pleasant experience as this that just comes off in like particles. Last but not least, in the makeup collection, I have two lip products that I really enjoy or have been enjoying lately. So the first one is the E.l.f. Sheer Lipstick, and I have the shade Orange Crush. This is a beautiful formula. It's a lot more pigmented than I was expecting, and this is a like more of a reddish shade. I don't know, I'm gonna swatch it. So this is what it looks like. Ignore this black patch. This is what it looks like. It's such a beautiful shade. It has a beautiful sheen to this, and I love this product so much. The only thing that I wish is that they would come out with a few more neutral shades. Then the last makeup item and the last lip item is the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Madeleine or Madeleine. The NYX Butter Glosses are very popular, or have been very popular for quite some time, I feel, but I don't really hear a lot of people talking about it anymore. I used to have the shade Tiramisu, which was really pretty, but it was a little bit too pink for my liking, and it's so beautiful. It's definitely more of a pigmented gloss, because I've been wearing a lot of sheer glosses, like the Fenty ones and the Nabla ones that I've mentioned in my June favorites, on my blog that is. But this again reminded me of how much I love the NYX Butter Glosses, and they're also very affordable. So that was it for the makeup items. Now I want to continue with skincare, and I'm gonna start with the most important step of your skincare, sunscreen. I actually found this one, and I am a very big fan of this brand. It's Roche-Posay, and this is the innovation I was going to read it in French. So this is the Roche-Posay Anthelios Ultra Cream for sensitive eyes and sun-sensitive skin. And I actually absolutely fell in love with this product. It's only SPF 30 because I took the wrong box to to the cassia. I've been using Nivea for my entire life. As far as I can remember, it's always been Nivea sunscreen. And Nivea is a really nice brand in my opinion, especially like the classic blue jar. But in terms of their sunscreens, they're just a little bit too greasy for me, especially on the face. So when I found this, I will never go back. This is lightweight, not greasy. It doesn't sting my eyes. Another sunscreen product that I picked up has to do with a certain type of problem, and every time, especially when I want to reapply sunscreen when I'm wearing makeup. So that's where this boy comes in. So this is the Garnier Ambre Solaire Sensitive Expert Face with SPF 50. And see, this is basically one of those sprays, you know, one of those transparent sprays that you put on your face when you don't want to apply physically, like with your hands, reapply a sunscreen. I've been using this for quite some time now, and I actually really like it for like a quick touch-up sometimes. And every 2 hours I would reapply this to my face, and I didn't burn at all, which is very unusual because I have very pale skin. And I burn very easily when I get out into the sun, especially when I'm walking around it for 7 hours. Another skincare product that I've been using a lot lately is the Beauty Bay Hydrating Serum with hyaluronic acid and glycogen. This is said to minimize the fine lines and hydrates the skin. So I haven't had the best of luck with hyaluronic acid. I know it's one of those things that every skincare expert, if you deal with dehydration. Personally, I haven't had the best of luck with hyaluronic acid, and I feel like it's because of the climate that I live in. Here in Belgium, we have a very, it rains a lot, okay, but it's not a very humid kind of climate, so the air is quite dry in that sense. And I feel like when I apply this, it's actually not taking the water out of the air into my skin, but it's actually using or damaging my like skin barriers by pulling moisture from or pulling water from my own skin. And I feel like hyaluronic acid usually makes me look drier and just makes me feel drier and tighter. It's a very thin formula, and I think that's why I also like it, because the ordinary one would pill up on my skin and create like these little balls, and then everything that I put on top or underneath, it didn't matter what kind of order I would put my skincare on my face, it just would pill and ball, and it was not a fun situation, and it also made me feel really dry. And this one doesn't do that. It doesn't pill, it doesn't ball, it doesn't make my skin drier. I actually feel like it's quite hydrating, which is a first for me, because like I said, hyaluronic acid, no way, thank you Lord, ever did do that. Ever did do that. Struggles of bilingual, part 3. And that's 4. Contour matte, alright. I've been really liking this hydrating serum from Beauty Bay, and if you struggle with a similar experience, I would recommend trying this out. That was it for skincare. Now I'm actually gonna move on to a body type of care situation. Getting a natural tan is actually something that I'm a little bit scared of because of the sun damage, but also because I burn easily and I don't really go out that much. So yeah, natural tanning is something that I don't really do often, and I know self-tanning is such like, you think of it and you think of like cringe, you know? You think of the girls with like very fake tan skin and like just way too dark for their complexion, but that isn't what I want. I want the color that I naturally tan. And so I decided to pick up a fake tan for the first time in my life, and it was frightening the first time that I used it. So I picked up the Bondi Sand Self-Tanning Foam in light to medium, and I don't think I will ever go with dark because I feel like this is already quite dark on me. So I had never done this before, and the first time was definitely a little bit like, oh my gosh, how do I begin? Where do I start? But I have to say that for the first time that I was using this, like the absolute first time in my life actually, I really enjoyed the process, and my tan came out looking quite nice. It wasn't streaky, it wasn't patchy, it wasn't all those fucking nightmares that you hear about all the time when it comes to fake tanning. And I feel like it's definitely because of this product. It blends really nicely, it looks great on the skin, it has a slight green hue to it. So it's almost like an olivey tone, and I feel like because it's not straight up orange, it looks very natural on my skin. And sometimes when I look at my arms, I'm actually like, oh, this is basically what I remember I look like when I'm naturally tanned. And it's just so easy, and if you're new to self-tanning, I definitely recommend you trying out this product. So next up I have a hair product, and this was recommended to me by my dearest and nearest best friend. So this is the Garnier Nourishing Banana Hair Food. So this is basically a hair mask. And I'm not the biggest fan of hair products, and I'm gonna tell you why. I don't like hair products because they drag my hair down, they make it very heavy. I have thick hair, so products in it is like but also it makes my hair greasier very fast. Delicious. It smells like banana, like tropical banana. I absolutely love it. I also feel like it's actually a really nice hair mask. It doesn't really drag down my hair, it doesn't make it feel heavy, and I just love it because of the smell and the way it like softens my hair. It's also vegan and it doesn't have any silicones, and silicones, you know, smooth feeling, but I don't like that. So this is a really nice product and I really enjoy it. So the last product that I want to talk about is this perfume right here. So this is a perfume from the clothing store Stradivarius, and it's the number 07 Pretty Blossom perfume. So I'm very sensitive to almost everything. I'm sensitive in my feelings, I'm sensitive in my skincare, I'm sensitive in makeup, I'm sensitive in perfumes. If you ever walk into a Stradivarius store, this is what it smells like. It's very affordable as well. It's only 12.99 euros, I think, and I just think it smells absolutely amazing. I can't describe the smell to you because I have absolutely no idea. It's just a really wonderful smell. It's one of the few perfumes that I've actually liked wearing on my skin. So that, guys, completes today's video, and those were my July favorites in skincare, makeup, body care, hair care, and perfume. If you want to see more of me, please subscribe to my channel. It would help me out so much, and leave a like or comment down below if you want to help me even further than that. Yeah, that was it for today's video. Please let me know which other videos we want to see in the future, and I'll see you on Sunday or Wednesday. I don't know when this is gonna go up. Bye!